My investments grew by $56,000 from July 2023 to June 2024 after contributing only 15K through that time. My investments grew by $56,000 from July 2023 to June 2024, and I only contributed 15K during that time. That is literally the magic of compound interest that people continue to talk about. Those people in the finance space, they always talk about compound interest. Now, it is literally when you are able to grow interest on the money that you contribute or your original investment plus the interest it grows. So you are growing interest on your interest, not only your principal, but also your interest. And it just continues to grow and grow and grow over time. And so this is just a sidebar. I usually track my money or track my financial goals from July to June. And the reason why I do that is because I first started investing in July of 2020. So I started investing only 4 short years ago, but yet my money has grown leaps and bounds. And when I'm talking about that 56K that it grew, that's only in 1 year. Obviously, it's been growing and growing over time, but in 1 year, it grew 56,000 and I only contributed 15. It just gets better and better each and every year for me. And it's so good. It's so good. It's fun to see my money grow and compound year over year. It's fun to track my money goals to make sure that I am saving to get me to my ultimate goal, which is just to be work optional within 10 years, right? I want to just have a paid off home. I want to have a bunch of money in my investments, and I want to have the opportunity or the option to work if I want to. I want to be work optional. I don't want to have to be required to show up at a place each and every day. And because of that, as a result of that, I am saving, I am investing, I am doing the things that I feel like I need to do, that the internet has told me that I needed to do in order to grow my money and move forward. Now, again, I started my investment journey only 4 short years ago, but when I tell you the amount of money that has grown from the stock market, like it has grown. Of course, I am contributing money monthly, but the interest and the compound interest is just crazy. And a lot of us do not want to put our money in the market for various reasons. But I'm going to tell you that it is it's worth the risk. I'm not even going to say that it's not a risk because we know it's a risk. It is literally a risk. Because your money can be doing well one day and then dip another day and dip another day and dip another day. But because I'm only checking it every now and then, I'm not checking it every day. I'm not as in tune to those dips, and I don't see my money going down. I literally only see my money going up year after year. I'm not saying that it doesn't dip, but ultimately I'm earning and not losing, just like what I told you. And so, yeah, my investment journey started in July of 2020 when I first opened a Roth IRA and I started investing. Now, I knew a little bit about investing, but I did not know what it could really bring you. I didn't understand the freedom that it could bring you. I did not understand that it was ultimately the way to grow your money, as I believe that you grew your money in a savings account. But as we know, our savings account don't make us that much money. I do believe that my savings account made me about $650 throughout the year. Whereas my investments made me $56,000 this last year. And I can't speak to those people who are scared or afraid, but I do believe that for me, it is definitely worth the risk. Seeing my money grow over time, over the last 4 years, the amount of money that has grown for me in the stock market is just, I just, I just don't understand why more people don't do it. I kind of understand, because I know some people around me who are really afraid to actually do it, but I just it's an amazing sight to see. It really is. And nobody really close. I mean, I heard some things from a well-off to do cousin about investing, but I really, really became in tune to it, obviously, during the pandemic, during a time when a lot of people were trying new things and investing in new things, and opening up their minds, because we actually had time to sit down and think. And during those times, I had people talk about Roth IRAs. I heard people talk about investing. They said that it was important to do. I heard people talk about the money that they actually had sitting in their investments and how it was growing over time. So I just decided to give it a chance. And um, I, I knew that the money, because I was always a saver, right? I was always a saver. So at that time, I had about $40,000 sitting inside of a savings account that I knew wasn't making any money. I knew wasn't making any money. And that was 4 years ago. So I actually took some of that money, started investing. I took some of that money, paid off some debts, um, and became completely debt free and started investing. Well, that's until a few years later where we got a mortgage on a new house, but that's another story. But outside of that, I owe nobody nothing. And um, I intend to ensure that my debts outside of my mortgage stay at a zero, God willing. That is my ultimate plan, that I never have to go back into debt. And that's why I always talk about emergency funds. But that's not what this is about. This is literally about investing, because I woke up and I said, hey, it's June. This is about the time where I start thinking about my new money goals. This is the time where I wrap up my year, which again is from July to June. And that I wanted to see how much money I actually had invested. And I wanted to see how much money my investments grew by, just by the compound interest alone. And so that's why I wanted to celebrate that. I really wanted to celebrate contributing only 15K this year into my investments, and then it growing by 56K. That is a story of its whole own. Okay? That is a story of its own. And I just wanted to come on and shout to the rooftops that, hey, look into some investments. Look into, I'm specifically talking about the stock market. I'm not specifically talking about picking single stocks. I'm talking about ETFs, mutual funds. I'm talking about index funds. Those are the things that I invest in. I'm not saying that I don't have any single stocks. I do, but I have the bigger companies like Google, like Amazon and Apple. And those are literally the only single stocks that I have. Other than that, I'm investing in safe ETFs, or safer ETFs, where there are baskets of companies that are housed in one investment vehicle where you can invest your money and then hopefully it grows, right? All right. So some things that I've had, some tips that I have for those who are listening today. Number one, you cannot be scared to invest. You have to invest your money because that is how your money is going to grow for you. You have to make your money work for you. We all hear that. Don't work for the money, make the money work for you. And this is a way that you can make your money work for you. Most of us keep our money in savings accounts because we're too scared of the stock market, but you have to take on a little bit of risk for some reward. Okay, you have to take on a little bit of risk for some reward. And different articles say different things about the stock market. I've heard that it's an average of 10% that the stock market grows by. I heard 7 to 11%. But either way, it's a greater interest than what the banks provide. So you have to take on a little bit of risk. Yes, the banks are a little bit safer, but again, I made what, 600, I say $650, something like that, with my money sitting in the bank compared to the 56K with my money sitting in my investments. So we have to take on a little bit of risk for some reward. Second, you must be consistent with your investments. I contribute money every month and I let nothing get in the way of me contributing money into my investments. I also invest for my kids. I am investing for myself and my kids, and I let nothing get in the way of that. Not a trip, not eating out, nothing. I let nothing get in the way of my investments, and God willing, I will never let nothing get in the way. I never have to. And I know that things come up for certain people, and I know that there are issues that other people cannot get over, and that's why that they're not investing. But I have an emergency fund for that, so I have kind of like a buffer between me and life, and I, God willing, do not have to let anything get in the way of me and my investments. And I have certain blockers, right? You have your insurances, you have your emergency funds, you have your sinking funds, you have things sitting in the way, serving as a barrier between you and life so that you can go on doing the things that you want to do, saving the amounts that you want to save, and doing the things that you want to do in life. That's what those blockers or barriers are for. That's what I call my insurances, emergency funds, and stuff like that, because it's a barrier between me and life. We know that life is going to hit hard. We know that. We know life hits hard continuously. So what do we need to do? We need to make sure that there's a barrier. And I talk about this continuously, time over time, in some of my videos. I'm not going to talk about it here extensively, but that's just what it is. I'm consistent with my investments. 3, I keep it simple. Like I said, I have a Roth that is open. I have other things. I had a 401k in the past. I had a 403b open in the past. I am an educator, so there is a pension there that money is taken out my check. But I keep things really simple, and I'm not investing in things that I don't understand. I don't understand crypto. I'm not saying that it's not a good thing to invest in. I'm just saying I don't understand it. Therefore, I don't invest in it. So invest in the things that are important for you, right? And I'm invested in the stock market. My husband invests in real estate. We do different things, but we invest in things that are important for us. Also, I challenge myself. I make it a game to see how much I can save and invest each month. And obviously I have a plan going in terms of how much I'm going to save. But the goal is to never go below that. You try to go above that. You don't try to go below that. And so even though I have the base or bottom amount that I invest. The goal is always to invest above and beyond if I can. So sometimes I challenge myself to do that. And one other important thing is that it's not constricting. It's not constricting to save and invest. I like to save and invest because I like to see my money grow. But at the same time, I'm doing other things in order to have fun. The kids and I did go on a trip to Cancun recently. That was for my sister's wedding, but we were still able to go based on the money that, we had saved up. And we are going camping to Hershey this weekend or this upcoming weekend soon. We're going to Hershey Park. That takes money. That's a fun experience to do. We are going on different trips this summer, and we do not hold ourselves back. We just went to the movies the other day. We do fun things on a regular basis. We have a Y membership and we go to the pool very frequently. I love the exercise classes, by the way. But we're doing fun things. And so saving is not as constricting as people make it seem. You make it seem like, oh, I'm saving and then I have no more money left. No, it's literally not about that if you're doing it right. If your investments are, sorry, your expenses, if your expenses are not through the roof, then you have opportunity to pay your bills, 50% of your income, save 20%, and spend 30% if you're going by the 50-30-20 budget. Listen, personal finance is personal. It just depends on what that person actually wants from their life. And I know that in 50 years, I want to be work optional. So I am doing certain things. Did I say in 50 years? By 50 years of age, I want to be work optional and I want to do certain things that's definitely going to get me there. So this is what I am doing. And just because I am looking forward to the future doesn't mean that I don't savor each and every day, because I do. Each and every day. Each and every day we savor, we have fun, we go out to eat, we do different things that we want to do. We literally enjoy ourselves every day while planning for the future. You enjoy yourself every day while planning for the future. It's not about YOLO today and today only. It's about today and later. Some people say, oh, I don't know if I'm going to live to be later, so I'm going to use all my money now. Well, that's on you. That is on you. I do hope and I pray that God has a long life for me in store. And if I don't have a long life in store, then my kids will get that money. My husband will get that money. But it's no sweat off of my back because I am enjoying life now. Right? So it's about both. It's like you're buying your freedom for later, but you're enjoying your life for now. And you can do both things if you are wisely spending your money. If you're wisely spending your money, you can do both. I don't see why not. All right. So listen, all I came to say today is invest. Invest your money. Please invest your money. Don't be scared to do that. Invest your money.